Fanboys, fanboys, fanboys. The biggest threat of gaming, the group of people that are denial, anti-consumer, and incredibly vapid, ranging from damage control of a company's poor decision to a doctor just hyping up games without the ability to finish them. Yeah, some of you might get that last one. There are four main groups of gaming fanboys, them being Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and PC fanboys. Now, PC fanboys are usually called PC elitists when they trash other platforms and think PC gaming is perfect, and Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo fanboys are usually called console peasants when they do the same thing, but think consoles are perfect instead. Well, how are they stupid? How are they anti-consumer? How I describe them? Well, let's look in the comments of some of these fanboys, shall we? Just to prove how bad these fanboys are. Anyways, let's look at the first one. It drops below 720p? Wow, for a console more expensive than the PS4? Rip off! So this one was on Digital Foundry's video on the Splatoon 2 test fire analysis, by the way. So according to him, if a handheld that's probably 5 times smaller than a PS4 with a phone battery doesn't do as well, like, not financially, you know, in terms of performance, as well as a home console that uses a socket on the wall, it's automatically a ripoff. Oh, and by the way, he judged the Switch's capabilities of a beta version of a video game. This game was not finished yet. It was, you know, just a test fire, a server test. It wasn't really fully optimized. And the fact that Splatoon 2 that runs at 1080p 60 FPS on the final version backs my statements up. Sony fanboys, they never learn. Anyway, this next one's from the same video. And well, let's read it. And Switch is hitting its limit at 720p dynamic res with no anti-aliasing. Have fun with the console 2018, it will probably die in 2019 because nobody will make games that can run on this. Like I said, this comment's from the same video, and again, don't you just love that he's judging the Switch's power off one game that was on beta testing? Yeah, I do too. Not really, actually. Anyway, if you read the second part again, he claims that the console will die in the future because again, one game at beta testing doesn't run perfectly. Wow. Look, it's fine if you think the Switch will fail, but you need a good reason to think so. Thinking it will fail because of one game? That is not a good or valid reason. That is a very, you know, invalid reason. That's a very stupid reason. Anyways, next comment. So this one is from a video from Happy Console Gamer. I'll link his channel below in the description. Anyway, let's read it. I'm a console guy, always have been. I had the gaming PC in the early 2000s and I hated it. I understand the mouse and keyboard's way more accurate, but it just felt so weird to me. And I know people say you can just plug in a controller, but you play a multiplayer game with a controller when everyone else has a mouse and keyboard. He hates mouse and keyboard, that's fine and all, but look at the last part of his comment. He thinks that he can't use a controller just because not everyone else is using controller. Well, I guess I can't use a pencil for my test because other people are using a pen. I can't eat noodles because other people are eating steak. See how stupid it sounds? Why do you care what others' preferences are? Why do you care that they use a mouse and keyboard? It's their preference. You play with your controller. They play with the mouse and keyboard. I'm sorry, but their preferences, their options. You don't want to use a mouse and keyboard? Fine, use a controller. But why does it feel weird that you use a controller, but they use a mouse and keyboard? Other people use a mouse and keyboard. Why does it feel weird? I don't get it. Oh well, next comment. So, I don't really remember which video was off, but I know he was talking about the Switch, so yeah. Anyway, it's so sad Sony and Microsoft's making a console that runs games at 4K but has lower frame rate. So, what you're saying is that it's sad that other games run at much, and I mean much higher resolutions, but don't run as well? Oh wow, I never expected something else that's better to not come with something else that gets compromised. Wow, I expected it both to be completely perfect, cause yeah, everything's perfect. Oh god. Besides, these games on Sony and Microsoft's consoles are way more demanding and way harder to run than something like Splatoon 2, for instance. You can't compare Uncharted or Gears of War to Splatoon. These games have realistic and intensive visuals, and there's some stuff going on as well. Splatoon 2 does none of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it doesn't look realistic. It's not that hard to run, and there's not a lot of effects going on. But you get the point, it's just a different game. Ah, Nintendo fanboys, so lacking in knowledge and brainless. When will they ever learn? Alright, this one is off Twitter. I was in a discussion with someone, and someone else linked a PC build that would match or outperform the Xbox One X, and here's what he had to say. RX 480 is now capable of matching an Xbox One X. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what an RX 480 is, it's a graphics card for a computer. So yeah, again, no disk drive, a big cheap crappy case, and slow RAM. Okay, first of all, no, the RX 480 is capable of matching an Xbox One X. In fact, it's capable of outperforming. Here's a clip showing Battlefield 1 running better than what Xbox One X games run at, and looks better overall, but with, you know, similar settings. But anyways, here's the clip proving you wrong. Video proves you wrong. Oh, and by the way, why are you comparing a graphics card to an entire functioning system? That's like comparing a bed to an entire bedroom. It's just not the same. And for the second part, no disk drive? Really? You don't need a disk drive for PC games. Genius. And the 4K Blu-ray drive does not improve anything your Xbox One X. It does for movies, but everything else, it doesn't do anything. It's just there for physical copies of games and movies. Why would you want a disk drive on a gaming PC? If you want one, you can always get an external drive. And next, I like how he complains about a big cheap case, especially when he complained about it being cheap. I mean, do you not want it to be cheap? You want it to be expensive? Anyway, the case doesn't matter when you're having a high budget build. You're not going to stare at the case, you're going to use your PC. And by the way, the RAM is not slow, the memory is fast. It's fast. Anyway, I'll link the PC build we were talking about the description, and I'm going to move on to the next comment. Man, that was a long one. So someone was disappointed that the PS Plus price is rising, because I believe it was 50 euros and it's becoming 60 euros soon, I believe. But yeah, anyway, the reason I showed you this comment because of the reply. Look at the reply. If you can't afford $60 for a year, you should probably die. Just saying. Yeah, you heard them, people. If you can't afford $60 a year, then you should probably die. Yeah, fanboys take gaming way too seriously. I really hate the mentality that if you don't like the price of something rising, fanboys automatically think, oh, you're poor and you can't afford anything. Well, here's the thing, buddy. Apparently, he can't afford PS Plus for $60 a year. But you know what he can afford, but you can't? A functioning human brain. Doesn't look like you can afford that. Anyway, next comment. Alright, this is the last one. This one's from a Microsoft fanboy on Crap Gamer's review of the game Gigantic. That reviewer is also an Xbox fanboy. But anyway, let's go in for a dive, shall we? Damn, the Sony fanboys beat me again. This is for the Sony only pony. Lies and disinformation spread by Sony fanboys since the PS2 games. Well, here we go. It's gonna be pretty long. Lie. PS2 is stronger than Xbox because it is capable of Toy Story graphics with the custom emotion engine. Truth, Xbox was practically a next-gen system over PS2. Games like Halo, Doom 3, and Splinter Cell showed a night and day difference between both consoles. The best console multiplats. Lie, PS3 is stronger than Xbox 360 thanks to the Cell engine and is capable of outputting 1080p at 120 FPS. Okay, Killzone E3 2005. Truth, the Xbox 360 is slightly more powerful than the PS3 and easier to develop for. Yeah, you read it. And lie, PS4 is 50% stronger than Xbox One. That's not a lie, that's true. Truth, PS4 is slightly but barely noticeably powerful over the Xbox One. Xbox One's ESRAM issue fixed, and now games like Battlefield 1 has a more stable FPS on Xbox. Both consoles use dynamic resolution. Blah blah blah. Lie, Xbox One X is a small step above PS4 Pro. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Case Xbox One X about 40% stronger than the PS4 Pro. Third-party developers are saying it. Lie, claiming to have bought a PS4 for exclusives and having a super duper high-end PC for Xbox One titles and multiplats. Truth, they buy their multiplats in PS4. Lie, claiming PSN is superior to Xbox Live. Truth, that MS set the standard. Microsoft set the standard back in 2002 with friends list, party chat, messaging, matchmaking, etc. Name change option in 2006, 2002 when PS2 owners were gaming on 56k modems. Xbox gamers were gaming on high Ethernet speed. Remember recent PSN hack? Lie, Xbox One has no games. Truth, it has about 1,300 games, about 400 Xbox 360 backward compatible titles, and soon a few original Xbox titles. These will all play better on the Xbox One X. Sony fanboys are making them seem like the X will require a new type of disc. Shaking my head. Well, that was a long read. Okay, let's try to debunk this one by one. Might take a while. So first of all, when did anyone say that the PS2 is more powerful than the original Xbox? maybe some kids back in the day, but when did anyone, including Sony fanboys, say that the PS2 is stronger than the original Xbox? Everyone knows that the PS2 is not as powerful as the GameCube, let alone the original Xbox. I don't know where you got that from. Where did you get that from? I don't know. And second of all, you didn't debunk this quote-unquote lie at all. Just because the system was easier to develop for doesn't automatically mean it's more powerful. That's like saying a race car isn't as fast as a van just because it's harder to drive a race car. Come on. Multiplats looked better on the Xbox 360 because it was much easier to develop for, just like you said. Than the PlayStation 3. You didn't disprove anything from that statement. The Xbox 360 was more powerful than the PlayStation 3 in terms of graphics. True. But the PlayStation 3 had a fast CPU, so that made it much more powerful. Far more powerful. Thanks to the cell architecture. And games like The Last of Us looked way better than anything you'd get on the 360. Anyway, third of all, you didn't prove anything wrong. Again, this quote-unquote lie said that the PS4 is 50% more powerful than the Xbox One. And your quote-unquote truth said that the PS4 is slightly more powerful than the Xbox One. You're saying the same thing without even realizing it. Just because a percentage is large, like 50%, doesn't mean actual numbers are much bigger. Sometimes 50% more of something can make a very marginal difference. Fourth of all, who said that the PS4 Pro RAM is a very, minimal difference between the... I don't know where you're bringing all this up from. You're just making it up. No one says that. Anyway, fifth of all, have you ever thought that perhaps, maybe some multiplats suck on PC? Or maybe that their friends don't wanna play on PC? Or don't play on PC, I guess? So maybe there are some multiplats that are multiplayer games and they wanna play with their friends on a console, PS4. They probably still buy single-player multiplats that are good ports on their PC. And sixth of all, wait, actually, I agree with this one, that Xbox Live's far more superior than PSN. Anyway, wow. Seventh of all, these are games, true, but they're old games. They're old titles that aren't even made from the ground up. They aren't even enhanced. Like, look at the Switch. You have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's enhanced. You get a new mode, a bunch of characters. And look at the PS4. Look at, like, The Last of Us Remastered, for instance. That gives you more features, I believe. It gives you 60 FPS. Don't get 60 FPS with any of these backwards compatible titles. Nope. Only games that were originally 60 FPS on the 360. So, yeah. But, okay. Why would anyone want to buy a console to get superior versions of Xbox 360 and original Xbox games? No one would spend $500 besides Xbox fanboys or Xbox diehards to play superior versions of 10 to 15-year-old games. No one wants to do that. No one. They'll just, buy an original Xbox console or a 360 off eBay for used condition. And how much would it cost them? Probably $50 or $100, much cheaper than $500. Xbox fanboys, truly pathetic. Anyway, that does it for this video. I think showing you these comments is enough to tell you why these fanboys, these gaming fanboys are idiotic. Especially after the last one. So anyway, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you guys soon.